Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. Well, the other day, of course, Donald Trump reversed his policy on detaining children and ripping them apart from their families. Now, this isn't a new thing. It's happened in the past, but not to the same degree. I've heard people sitting there complaining and saying, oh, it happened under this president or that president. No, it didn't. Not to the same extent. Now, it happened, and it was terrible. Anytime a child is ripped away from their family, it is terrible. But other administrations at least tried, or at least put out the optics that they were trying to prevent it from happening. Obama, for example, they tried not to do it as much as they could. George W. Bush tried not to do it as much as they could. And I understand that we're a nation of borders and laws and all that stuff. And I understand that you want secure borders. I get that. But I don't think this was the way to go about it. But of course, Donald Trump spent a week, if not more, after the outrage really got going, saying there was nothing he could do. And then he signs an executive order to do just that. I mentioned on social media at some point about how he could just sign an executive order ending what was going on because it was his policy. It was no law. There was no law involved here. He didn't have to be arresting all of them. That was his policy. Therefore, children were being ripped apart from their parents because no matter who they were, even if they were asylum seekers, they were being seen as criminal. But of course, Donald Trump reversed that. I'm not going to sit here and, be all happy about it. I'm not going to sit here and cheer the fact that he reversed his own decision. I'm not going to sit here and cheer the fact that he reversed a vile policy. But what has he really changed? Not much. So he's not going to rip the kids away from the families. He's still going to have every asylum seeker arrested that doesn't happen to come in through the proper port of entry. Say the port of entry they came up on was closed and they had to move on. It was either cross the border and take your chances of finding somebody and tell them you want to seek asylum, or go another 1,000 miles to find the next spot. I mean, come on. But that's what he's going to do. And at this point, it's a policy difference. I can't. I mean, he's keeping the families together. And I'm okay with that. I don't like the policy. I don't like his immigration policy. I don't like the way he's going with it. I don't like the direction he's going. And so I will do what I can to talk about what I don't like. I don't like the heartlessness with which America is running on right now. The other day, a man running for Senate went to one of the places where they were holding these children. He didn't know how many were being held in this detention center. They wouldn't tell him. But all he was trying to do was bring books, blankets, and stuff like that to these children. Things that these children were being denied. You've seen the pictures. And the pictures they don't have blankets, they don't have pillows. They're not allowed books. And he was arrested. Why? Because apparently he was supposed to go through some third-party group to get the stuff there. It's pathetic. These are children you're talking about. They're not monsters. They're not criminals. We're talking about children. Children as young as 1 year old. That were put into places called Tinder camps, for example. Something that caused Rachel Maddow to completely lose it last week on air. But what do I get on social media? Oh, this is what we have to do. No. No, it's not. This is not the America I grew up in. The America I up in progressed, moved on, continued, got better. Not right now. But like has been said before, progress is not a straight line. Sometimes you take a detour. And to the world out there, trust me, this is a detour in America, not the path that we are on. This is a detour from the path. Sometimes you have hiccups. Sometimes you go backwards a little bit so you can go forward. And I hope that's the case. I really hope that's the case. I am sickened by what America has become. What we're doing right now is completely beyond what I recognize as American. We're supposed to be the people there helping people get out of bad situations. We're supposed to be the beacon on the hill. We're supposed to be helping these people. And instead we're arresting people that are trying to help them. So on this channel, trust me, I will bring you the best information I can from the sources that I can come up with to let you know what's going on with these children. Yeah, I know there's been some reports apparently that the little girl that's supposedly on the Time cover didn't end up being separated from her parents. But that's 1 out of 2,000 of the last month and a half. 1 out of 2,000. Maybe the media got one wrong. They didn't get the other 2,000 wrong. But I don't understand. I really don't understand. But if you want to know, there's that question that gets asked a lot, especially when I was in history class and stuff in college. How did millions of Germans allow Hitler to do what he did to the Jewish population and to others, the gypsy population, and anybody that just wasn't just right? How'd they let it happen? And as has been said, you're looking at it. But you know the difference? We didn't stand by and say, okay, this is fine. Most Americans, over 65% of Americans, found that policy of ripping children away from their parents to be completely vile and disgusting and inhumane. Most of the world's big churches said that we were wrong, that we were violating, core tenets of Christianity. The UN was saying we were violating these kids' civil rights. And now comes the reports that we were drugging some of them because of their behavior. Well, of course they're going to be acting up, acting scared, acting crazy to somebody that hasn't been ripped away from their parents. They were upset. Of course there's going to be some acting out. There's going to be some crying. There's going to be some not wanting to listen to you. But I have so few subscribers here, and I try to do my best to keep them. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you support a policy of ripping children from their parents, if you think that's a just policy, quickly go down below this video, hit the unsubscribe button. I won't miss you. Not like I'm going to make any money here anyway. Now, on the other hand, if you're new to the channel and you don't support this kind of stuff, if you don't support children being ripped away from their parents, if you don't support some of the vile things being done by this administration, hit the subscribe button. I'll be bringing you more. It's been the Big Ranch Show. I'm your host, Jacob Keck, and I'll see you down the road.